This is Jim Emter, Van Ahn Co, Alexandria, Minnesota, with your closing grain and livestock comments for October 12, 2020. Corn market today down 6 cents, beans down 31 3/4, Chicago wheat up a half, Minneapolis down 1, Kansas City down 5. Quite the day here today, just kind of a culmination of sell pressure around the markets, coming off of a semi-bullish crop report here last week, especially for the soybeans. So what's there to speak of today that brings so much bearishness or sell pressure today? Well, we can find stories, but it's a matter of them showing up nonetheless. When you look to the stories here, obviously funds are well bought up. We're sitting on some lofty holdings from both index funds and managed money. Some liquidation today there we'd envision. Also, when you look to the forecast here, Brazil looking to get some timely rain here in front of planting pace. They're only about 3.4, 3.6% planted. Typically they're about 11%, so we're very early in their growing phase for the northernmost areas of Brazil. But getting some rain here over the weekend and looking for greater chances ahead brings that sell pressure forefront to the soybean complex. Obviously this ties back to China demand. We are on a holiday today, so no government reports. We'll be watching very closely tomorrow to see what shows up, but obviously some concerns over a lack of demand moving forward. So a lot of what ifs, but a bad technical trade today. We'll see if that can follow through tomorrow and then really set up the structure from there. We look for initial support here in that corn market, really between this 361 and 375 area now, and in beans, really from this 985 to about 1015, possibly even as high as 1025. So we're going to get very close to that very quickly here. So keep focused here and realize markets can change very quickly here. Feeder cattle down 95, live cattle down 152.5. Hogs mixed, kind of a down 50 to up 5 cent day. So the hog market kind of held together most of the day. Big exports last week, expectations for those to follow suit, and we'll see if that comes to fruition. On the feeder cattle, live cattle though, a weaker tone just seemed to be a part of that liquidation phase. And we're a little surprised the feeder cattle was as weak as they are, but the corn market held in there okay today despite some of the bean selling. So that still allowed the feeder cattle to continue on this little liquidation phase we've seen as of late. Live cattle though, the undertones are still positive in cash, but that futures really gave up today, so that'll be a big watch point this week. This has been Jim Emter, Van Ahn Co, Alexandria, Minnesota. Trading in futures and options involves risk of loss and is not suitable for all producers. Past performance is not indicative of future results. This is a solicitation. Have a great afternoon.